It's very important to love God and love neighbor. Matter of fact, Jesus said that was the most important thing. And so engaging in redemptive relationships as neighbors becomes our very high priority. Healthy communities are diverse communities. Diverse as the family of God. And those communities, when they're functioning well, produce health in the lives of their neighbors. And what I refer to as God's shalom, the peace, well-being, and prosperity of a neighborhood.
I started out working, as you know, as a teenager and just doing odd jobs once a month. I went from there to working in the original Park Point grocery store, and then I rented one of the duplexes on Atlanta. Now I own a Cares home, and I work, of course, work with the ministry. So yeah, I'm in there. I'm woven.
My family is originally from Philadelphia, and we moved down when I was 7. The last time I remembered being at peace was when I was surrounded by community. So I initially wanted to move back into the space where I last felt that feeling, and that was here. A lot has changed here in South Atlanta. It is now an area that people want to move to. You know, walking down the street and people waving and knowing your name and interacting and how are you doing today. We are one of the rare neighborhoods that actually has the opportunity to maintain and preserve that culture because they provide the affordable housing and the neighborhood development in the way that they do. A lot of lower income and middle income families have been empowered now to own that space to occupy and not leave. The South Atlanta Marketplace has been sort of a hub for everything that is positive about South Atlanta right now. My patrons are my neighbors, and my community is who I interact with. Those two needs being met, the space for community and interaction, and then the basic human needs of needing to eat have been revolutionary in South Atlanta.
We have customers that come in all the time. They come in every morning. They knows everybody, and we just build a nice friendship. So yeah, it's just nice for you to get to know the customers and the people that's in the neighborhood. Every day I'm progressing. I'm learning new things. It's been great for the community, and it helps out. It helps out a lot of people a lot.
Each person we talk to, each person we work with, interact with, collaborate with, is formed in the image of God and inherently has in them desire to be known, desire to be at the table, desire to problem solve. That's all wrapped around this idea of dignity. So when we think about South Atlanta, our current neighborhood, 25% of the neighborhood is owned by low-income families. We don't just have in South Atlanta a job readiness program, we've got jobs. And we're actually looking at bringing in minority business owners. FCS has been working at rolling out some new curriculums to see communities being developed with healthy practices based on lessons we've learned right here in Atlanta over the last 40 years.
It's our responsibility, it is our great privilege and our great joy to care deeply for our neighbors, for those who are vulnerable in our society, so that we can bring joy and equity and flourishing to the streets, to the porches, to the blocks, because that is where God is the most alive and the most tangible. There is nothing more biblical to me than building these beautiful neighborhoods for families and children to thrive and flourish. We are going to be creating more housing, more jobs, more small businesses, more programs full of dignity and life for our residents. Just like the last 40 years, we have not done this alone. We have done it with countless partners and friends and donors and experts. And we hope that you will come on us with this journey of our next 40 years in the same ways you've done it in the past. And we can't wait to have more people and new people join us as well.